Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, cause I run this whole block. Flip my hair, move my head, show the world I'm royalty. When I walk by, they be taking bows, cause they know I'm the queen, yeah. Move it, move it, groove it, groove it. They wanna know just how I do it when I do it, do it. I got that magic touch, it's a rush, pulsing through my veins when I show up every.
Hola, mi gente. What's up, my peeps? It's your girl, Linda Lynn with Could Be You TV, and I'm so excited to be here. I missed you guys. Anybody miss me? Anybody missed me? Anybody missed me? Well, I'm so glad to be back. Probably going to be not this. Yeah, after Thanksgiving. Okay, Thanksgiving is soon. And I can't wait. And I can't wait to interact with everybody. So please, everybody that's just tuning in right now, thank you so much. If you can share the video, you know what they say, sharing is caring. Let everybody know that the show is live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch. It's also on Roku. So there's absolutely no excuse why anybody's not watching the show. So guys, before we start the show, let's just give out the birthday shout outs. And happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños to all my birthday peeps. And I just want to give a quick shout out to my girl, Stephanie, and her salon, SJ, that she'll be opening soon. There's going to be a grand opening for this amazing hair. Who's feeling it? Who's feeling my braids? Isn't this amazing? You see it? So thank you, Stephanie. Amazing. I mean, it is a little bit hard to sleep in, but you know what? Beauty is pain. So, hi guys, how are you? Thank you so much. And once again, to my Instagram friends, thank you for joining in. I appreciate it if you can go over to our Facebook feed or our YouTube live feed, so you can see the show at its entirety. And Bobby, how are you? I never really get to see, ask you how are you, how your weekend was. I said I never really get to ask you how your weekend was.
No, but you don't usually ask me on the air.
I know, and I just figured I wanted to interact with you more.
Oh, okay, all right.
So how was your weekend?
I'm doing good. Had a good weekend. Excited for the next one.
Anything happening? Anything special I should know about?
No. Why? Is there something I should be telling you, or is there something you should be telling everybody else? What did you do this weekend?
I don't know.
Did anything new happen to you, Linda? Do you have anything new in general?
You know, Bobby, yes, there's always something going on. Okay. So I just surprised Bobby by letting him know that I have a new family member. Yes, I have another Frenchie, another puppy. We went into, this is a story. It wasn't planned. It just happened. I went to get one of my other Frenchies to get, a spayed. I went to get her fixed. And when we were coming out in the waiting area, there was this girl who had a basket full of puppies. And I just went to say hi. And we took one home. That's the story. That's exactly how it went.
Okay, go on. I know there's more to this story. How did that go when you said hi?
No, that's it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I'm super excited. You know what? It's a lot of work. For those of you who do, have puppies, Absolutely, it is a lot of work. Unbeknownst to me, I just got sucked into this Frenchie world. Shout out to Nicole. She's a family friend. And she introduced us to the world of Frenchies. And hence, because of that, I launched my very first business with doggy clothes. It's called K&L, which stands for Karma and Luna. And now, Bobby, get this. So you didn't even ask me what the baby's new name was.
Yeah.
Okay. Her name is Nova.
Nova?
Yeah.
Cool.
I call her Nova Star. My
like
daughter calls her Supernova, and my husband calls her Novena. So don't ask me. But in the K&L, the N stands for Nova. Can you believe that? It wasn't even planned. K&L. Come on, isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
Bobby don't even care. Bobby's like, I have one at the house that's driving me crazy as it is.
So how many pets do you have at home?
So I have five dogs.
And what else do you have?
I have 4 parrots.
Anything else?
And a lot of wildlife. Does that count?
Cool. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Oh my God. But anyway, so yes.
You're like Linda Doolittle.
Huh?
You're like Mrs. Doolittle.
You know what? I feel like Noah's Ark sometimes. Absolutely. There's always some kind of animal showing up at the house. Some kind of animal, insect, you name it, is come through. So I think I have that special gift. What do you think?
Like I said, Mrs. Doolittle.
All righty. But I believe I have a video I wanted to share with you guys. Do we have that and talk about it?
Oh my God.
I would say that to him. Like, you know what? Do you still shit in your pants? Do you still shit in your pants?
Bobby.
Like, at what point did that stop?
You know, it could have been medical, Bobby.
You giving him a medical?
No, and then we'd sit in the class.
Oh my God, Rick, I need napkins, man. Something.
We
Jesus,
would
I
sit in
can't.
the class, and it would smell like a bathroom.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
It was medical.
This
Something
was all
triggered.
the time. This was all the time.
You know, we don't even know where he's at right now. He might be the biggest doctor here in New York City and NYU, probably fixing the problem.
Hey, sitting on himself, right?
No, he's probably like,
doing surgery and
And guys, and I just wanted to introduce, and I am so very proud. I'm going to give a big shout out to Bobby Simmons and friends. So we're doing this new podcast show called Conversations. Yes, thank you. It's with Next Plus TV and iHeart Radio, and it's a funny show, guys. I'm going to be putting out the links when you can go see it. So we just started that. So I just want to show you a clip of that's my my new venture I am doing. But and that's it, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break, because when we come back, I have a very special guest in the house, and I can't wait for you to meet my guest. So I'll see you in a bit.
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought.
Where's the commercial? Okay. Thank you. Can we do that? Can we, before I introduce my guest, can I do a pre? Thank you.
DJ Diesel sets up shop at the rabbit hole daring to shake the house. It is hard to ignore talent when it slaps you in the face. In recent years, a certain DJ who goes by DJ Diesel has been slapping down tracks and burning up dance floors all over New York. He is known for the recent track Tribal Chant off Nervous Records and the recent Reality Diesel remix with Frank Pellegrino. But most of all, he known when he takes over the tables and spins house and techno tracks that rattles the cages.
And that's it. Drum roll with no further ado. DJ Diesel's in the house. Yay!
How are you guys?
Finally.
Thanks for having me.
Woo! I need horns. I need whistles. I need welcome.
Bring in the welcome band.
Yeah. So how are you? I'm so glad I
good.
finally got you in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
That you are extremely busy.
Getting busy, yes. I am.
Yes, so it took
Thankfully.
some time to get you here, you know. So
Yes.
I'm so glad that we finally
you.
get to sit
We're
down.
here. Yes.
Yes, and chit chat about all your amazing ventures that you're doing.
Thank you.
You know, I've been knowing you for a while now.
Yeah, we know each other for a while now. Yeah.
And I know we're artists. We've always been into music.
Yes.
And I remember from the beginning.
Yeah.
And this journey that you're on now. So tell me a little bit about it. First of all, let everybody know exactly. You are a DJ.
DJ producer. I have releases on Nervous Records, Stereo Productions, Magna Recordings, and others, 1980 recordings. I could go on. I've worked with artists like Frank Pellegrino, Carlos Manassa, Dan McKay.
Nice.
I've got support from artists like Roger Sanchez, Boris, Danny, whatever.
The list
Paul
goes
Cox.
on.
Yeah, the list goes on.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely amazing. And speaking of Bobby, thank you so much. You just missed it. I gave us a shout out. I'm here with an amazing guest. We definitely got to have him on Conversations. So stay tuned. But so what exactly is your genre? Because I know you play like specialty music.
Well, I'm released as a techno artist, but
Techno artist. Okay.
I have like a very tribal tech sound. But I'm getting more into like the Afro tribal sound.
So there's a
and
lot
I'm
of
also venturing out to like other genres like jazz and
like
urban other sounds like that.
So when you say techno, like there's a lot of different categories on the techno, right?
So I'm like peak time techno, I guess they would say on Beatport, but it's very tribalish.
Okay.
Techno, tribal tech. A lot of vocals, always vocals.
Okay.
I don't like to just put out.
Well, you wouldn't think that,
beats.
Usually people hear techno and all they hear is like
Pots and pans.
Listen,
I like all genres, but for me personally, what I produce is, I guess, like it has a little more soulfulness, like to the techno.
Okay.
Sound. And I add a lot of vocal to my music.
Okay.
I like to work with vocalists and add some type of words to my music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just
because
a straight
then
beat.
it's just, then it comes.
I'm just not into just listening to
it just
straight
get
beats.
repetitious. After a while, right?
Me personally, I'm not into that. So
okay.
I'm not going to put music out like that.
Okay. So how long would you exactly been doing music? Like, is it something that like you grew up in the family? You have musicians in the family? You always like music, or? My
father's a self-taught guitar player.
Okay.
I have a cousin. She was getting into singing. She was with a singing group when we were younger. I started DJing in like 1994. I was like 14.
Oh, okay.
Did, like,
that young, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Did a lot of like hip hop, and then like in the early 2000s, I got into house.
Oh.
And then started producing like around 2000. Well, my first release was in 2018, but I started learning how to produce like around 2012.
You just mentioned the word house. So is that different?
House. Well, when I say house, I mean like the whole electronic genre, like techno,
Does
house,
techno fall into
deep house.
under the
techno,
category
tech
of
house. Like I got into that type of music when I was going out to all these spots like Sound Factory, Crowbar, and then I started DJing it. But it was just to myself. I wasn't playing out anywhere.
Okay.
And then like around 2016, I played at Lavo, my first actual legit gig.
Yes, okay.
And from there, it just took off. I played in St. Martin, Hamptons, up and down all the spots in the city. Brooklyn had residencies at after hours. So yeah, it worked out pretty good
Yeah,
once I really got into it. And then my first release was on Stereo Productions with Chus and Bios,
Oh,
2018. And then from there, I got
yes.
signed to Nervous, and it goes on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
Yes.
awesome. Now you have mentioned some of the places that you have played and stuff like that.
Yes.
But from that time to like now, do you feel like things changed? Like this diminishing, these clubs are hardly like they're becoming like phantoms. Like where are they?
Yeah.
Like they're not around anymore. Where are we going? Like
Right. Well, the pandemic had a lot to do with the big change. I feel like things are a little different now once everything started opening up again. People are into different things. You have a different generation out there now. It's not like when we were
but
younger.
you know what? I get it.
Nobody's dressing up in button downs to go out to a club.
But they still want to go out somewhere. Like so.
Yes, but you have newer venues now. I mean, years ago, when I was going out, 2000s, the spot to go was Manhattan. By Crowbar, Quo, Guest House, Marquee, like that whole area was just
Okay.
the hot spot to be at.
Right.
Now you have that in Williamsburg, in Brooklyn. You got Brooklyn Mirage, Silo, Listen just opened up, and it's all in that same area. So people just hop around.
But even right here in Long Island, I mean, wasn't Long Island at one point one of the hottest? Like
think the
everybody came to,
Hamptons.
but you came to. But I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not talking about any time recent, but I'm not giving away my age. Or
You're
anything
talking
like
about when
that.
there was Glow.
I'm just saying, we had that. When you
Right.
had Aura, when you had, just a whole, you can name
Sprats on the water.
Yeah, all that, and
What was
now
a place by Garden City? The Garden City Hotel on Thursdays.
wait, you had Blue. You had
What was the other name? It was called.
I'm not.
I used to go every Thursday.
I just called the Garden City Hotel.
The Garden City Hotel. Yeah.
But I'm saying like I guess us at that time, that was like the prime going out and
It was a different generation, different time.
even in the even younger than that, speaking of like the city ones, like I remember my go-to place was like 1018s.
Yeah.
That was like my place. I was never like everybody came out here to something like I was more like the 1018,
Right.
The Tunnel,
The Tunnel.
Yeah,
I think the Tunnel's like the first club I ever went to.
Yeah, and
17
it's
mistakes I
like
did.
you look forward
Right.
for the weekend to go out
Yes.
to these places,
Yes.
and this was like the thing to do, and
Right.
it's like now everybody's like calling each other out, it's like where you going? What do you
We're
want to
also a lot older now, so
I
hate
but
to
even
say it, but
no,
we are.
you're right, but even the younger generation, they
Yeah.
like they just seek the let's do the dinner and then right after that there's music and a DJ.
Right. Right.
So, but what happens? Like, why isn't this new generation like into wanting to hear the music and dance and like? I still have that in me. Like, I want to go somewhere right now and just strictly dance.
I think just the people. It depends on where you go. So maybe what you're used to, people that you associate with, they're not the same. But there are venues like Brooklyn Mirage. People go there to see these bigger artists. I think Marquee's still doing their thing. Miami's always jumping. Space will never be a horrible. That's one of the best
And what's
clubs.
that?
That's my favorite club, Space Miami.
Is that where?
Space Miami's
In Miami.
my favorite club.
So we have to
in
go to
the world.
Miami,
You gotta go to
which
Miami.
I have no problem with that.
But like there are
I'm in
venues that
Miami.
there are venues
I'm-
that people go. They want to hear the music, but I get what you're saying too.
like I mean,
It is different though.
I like the fact that you can go to dinner and then you hear music.
Right.
Like that's cool. But sometimes I get into like I reminisce and I hear the music and I really just want to put on sneakers.
Right.
I don't want to go out in a dress and my heels and look cute and my pocketbook and have a drink in my hand and
Right,
just
right.
bob my head. I don't want to
Right.
do that. Like I literally want to go
Go
and
out
just like
dance.
even if I'm out of shape, even if I die on the floor, but I'm gonna die happy. Everybody with me? Oh, thank you, Francis.
just gotta find the
Thank
right
you,
spots.
friend. I think we need to bring that back. What do you think?
I'm bringing it back every Friday right now at the new spot that I have
yeah,
residency
so
at.
talk about that.
Yeah, I linked up with Danny Hitless.
Shout out to Danny.
Danny, the owners of Blend and all those spots, Rabbit Hole.
I have to go there. I have to
Blend,
go.
yeah.
When
They're awesome. Every spot they have is awesome. They
I've
even have
yet
the
to
new
go.
place,
Shame on me.
Papagallo's. Papagallo's RVC just opened up.
Oh,
They own that one too.
You gotta school me. Let me know these things. I'm a little behind right now.
Yeah, that's a good spot too on Sunrise Highway. But Danny, I've been working with him for a while. Then he came to me recently. He was trying to build a house party on a Friday night in Astoria because there's nothing going on in that area on that day on that night. And he gave me the speakeasy room above the rabbit hole. So we're doing like a weekly party there, no cover. Strictly for like people that just want to get out after work, not spend a ton of money, not have to deal with the politics of going to a large venue. You know, maybe capacity is like maybe 100 people, but it's like loungy, nice, sexy, intimate.
And not having to stand outside waiting to get picked
No,
to go in. Like,
just come in. You either go downstairs to the rabbit hole or you can come upstairs to the speakeasy room. And it's just like.
And what is that speakeasy called?
Like it's called the Dirty Library. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Dirty Library. Who
And
came up with
it's
that
a nice,
name?
I
What's
don't
going
know.
on in this place? I'm gonna go have
I'm
to check
actually
it
gonna
out.
ask who
I have
actually
to
came
do my
up with that.
investigation. Who's with me? The
Come.
Dirty Library.
Yeah.
Oh, down the rabbit hole?
It's above the Rabbit Hole Bar on Broadway.
It's called the Rabbit Hole.
Yeah. So upstairs is the speakeasy called the Dirty Library.
And that is so cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It's actually a dope spot. Everybody that's been there so far, they love it. And so like we're just trying to grow that weekly party right now, which is doing pretty well. I encourage everybody to come check it out. I'll be there every Friday, bringing special guests, whether they're local or international. I have
as
more
DJ?
guests. Yeah, to come in and join me on a Friday because from 10 to 4. Not everybody wants to come every week to just listen to me.
Okay.
You know, so I know a lot of people in the industry that, you know, are willing to work with me that I'm going to bring in. And yeah, so far there's that. So if you want to go to a place where you don't have to get dressed up and spend thousands on a table and you want to have a few drinks, put on your sneakers and dance to good house music, that's the spot.
That's the spot.
Every Friday in Astoria.
I'm coming. I'm coming. So so I also know you have the most adorable, cutest babies.
Yes, my children are
okay.
My life. Yes.
I know how I mean, my babies are big babies, but it's still my babies.
It's still your babies.
Because I always tell them, like, no matter how old they are, they will always be my babies.
Always.
If you're watching.
Always.
But yours are actually very, very young.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
how do you 2 and 1? Ooh, child. Actually, that's not so far apart when I have my kids.
Yeah,
my kids are only like 18 months apart.
Yeah, I think they're like 13, 14 months apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
good.
good.
Look,
I like
we have one. She's saying was there last week. Love the spot. Love ya, D's. You see? Thank you, Brooklyn Bella. How is that now? You know,
dad life.
You know, that life, trying to do this on the weekends, you know, coming in, like, does that...
Now it's getting a little easier.
It?
Right. So, like, now it's getting a little easier as they get older and they're a little easier to take care of. When we had my first daughter, I actually I did a couple of after-hour parties, and I remember she was, like, maybe 3 months old, and I came home, like, 7. One time was 7 in the morning, another time was, like, 1 in the afternoon, and my wife just wanted to go to the gym, but I just felt horrible. Like I was just sleep deprived, but I'm sitting here holding my kid, I'm feeding her, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm a horrible father. I want to fall asleep on her. So after that day, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a break.
Okay.
No more after hours. If you know, I did a few gigs here and there, but then we had the second one. She popped out of nowhere. We got her,
I'm here.
And I'm like, here we go.
Daddy.
Yeah. So I'm like, I definitely can't leave my wife alone now with 2 every time I got to go do a gig. So I slowed up with the gigs. I still produced, worked with some, you know, different artists that I normally would not probably have worked with, but I tried to venture out into different genres or whatever. And I'm actually happy that worked out. And now, like, as I get older, I'm getting back into it. So, like, I have my this residency now, like I just told you. New spot in Brooklyn opened up. We just talked about playing there. New after-hour spots coming in. So now my wife's like, look, just go do what you got to do now. She's fine.
She's good. Okay.
Right.
What's your wife's name?
Huh?
What's her name?
Oh, my wife, Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah.
You got a good
happy
guy
wife,
here.
happy life.
Yes,
right?
There you go. See, he knows what he's doing. See, you all right. shout out to Lauren and the most adorable little girls.
Thank you. Thank you.
That
so
is
much.
great. So, what is your future like? Like, what do you hope to do with the music? Like, are you trying to take it? Are you just trying to do this generic where you just like passing time, or do you have big goals like with something? With the music?
have goals. I mean, I don't sit there and set anything in a time span. where like if it doesn't happen, I'll be disappointed in myself. But I have goals. Like, you know, I'm working on a new album. I have one album out, 8 tracks with Opium Music that I did like on a whim. This one, I'm putting a lot more creativity into it, working with a lot of different vocalists, different genres. I have one girl, Bria Lee, that I work with. We have the same management. And she has like a jazzy, soulful feel. So I'm doing a couple tracks with her that have that genre that she does, which I've, you know, I impressed myself, you know, producing tracks for that. And then I'm going to do like a more housey. Yeah. Then we'll do like a more like tribal housey remix to those tracks too. So like this album's going to venture out a little more. It's not going to be strictly techno or tech house or house. It's going to be jazz, pop, you know, whatever else I feel, no hip hop, but anything else I feel like that moves me personally.
Well, okay. So speaking of, which I think is very important. So when you're doing your music now, you know that times really change with the music industry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like really sometimes you're like stuck like, okay, what's going on now? Because the game changed.
Big time.
You know, so
it's flooded.
It's just now what you thought it had to be. My motto is the way I always say it. Nowadays, especially now, like before you spend your time and you're breaking your head trying to figure it out, right?
Right.
So by the time that came around and now you think you have it figured out, now
it don't work.
That's it. So I truly believe that nobody knows the formula. There is no formula. I don't think there's any, nobody knows. I don't think anybody knows what the formula is. It's like what works for you. My thing is start thinking outside the box.
Yes.
What else can you, because now not only have things have changed, you know, by the time you finish reading, you know, dummies, you know, for artists or you know, now it's totally different. Now you have this new way of genre with the whole TikTok.
Right.
You know, with, you know, so you can spend out, you know, you spend your time, your days, your money, the investment and time into a song
that does nothing.
That does nothing. Meanwhile, somebody will just go in and upload what they call a hook with just a couple of words, and it just went viral. Boom, and you're like, "What am I doing wrong? Like, what are we doing wrong?" Like, it's just like, so you have that went viral, but meanwhile, you put this amount of time and money into this, and it didn't.
Unfortunately, that's just the way the world's working right now.
Like, so do you?
Me personally, I try not to put out music just because that's the trend. That's what people are listening to, and that's what's popping right now. I don't put out anything that doesn't move me personally.
Okay, so you're more for you, for what
I do because I love to do it.
But you love to
I
do
mean,
it.
if I turn into like the next big Calvin Harris, whatever it is, so be it. If I don't, it's fine.
Oh my God, you say the same thing I say.
I don't. Yeah, I did this because I love to do it. You know.
Absolutely.
And you know,
I say the same thing because you know I've been doing music for a while now, and of course, I do music because I love it. I have a passion for it.
Right.
That's if you don't have a passion, it's like you can't be in it for anything else. Because if you're in it for the fame or you're in it for the money, they might as well quit. Like I know some people, and every time I know some people who actually have quit like the music, and I ask, what happened? Oh, the music there's a lot of this, and it's like, how do you just give up on something that you supposedly love to have the passion? So I say the same thing. I'm like, I'm gonna continue doing what I love to do.
That's it.
If something happens from that and something, oh my God, that's amazing, great. Who wouldn't want to?
Right.
But if it doesn't happen, I'm still happy because even if one person listens to my music, that's one person that's listening to my music.
100%.
So but a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people who actually quit the business because it's not working out for them.
Financially, it was probably hurting them.
But this is why I say it's like nowadays it's like, I remember, who was it? Remember that rapper? No, I don't know if it was a rapper, but Little Dicky.
I remember.
Remember he would do parodies but then he came out with this one song. I remember one time he was stating how one of the music videos that he did cost him zero, like no money whatsoever. But he was filming with mansions in Beverly Hills with all like Lamborghinis, all these high end. And he was just show how he was actually going up to the homeowners, explaining what he wanted to
Right.
do, and just ask for the permission if they can use. Like he was just going around, and to me, I was like, that's genius because
Right.
you. So you ask. So if they say no, what's the worst
say
that
no,
can
you
happen?
go to
So
the
he
next
said no
door.
and go. You know, like you're
Right.
not losing anything by asking, but look how much he gained. So he did a whole music video that would have cost somebody else thousands and thousands because
Right.
you had to rent the cars and the house. And meanwhile, he just went around and he just. So
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying. It's like you have to have a mind to be creative.
Well, you need to try to figure out the way it's going to work for you too. You know, but what this artist does to be successful is not going to be the same formula that's going to work for you.
Not.
So, I just stay to myself and I do whatever works for me.
Whatever you like,
And
right?
if I have to, invest in myself, I will. If I could do something where it doesn't cost me much, I'll do that too.
Like you go, you go. I like to go with the flow. Like a lot of people ask me, like they'll say, okay, so what are you saying? What kind of genre? Like, what do you?
Right.
And I'm like, well, I can't. I don't have a genre. Like I
Right.
really, because I actually like to do it all,
Right.
But if I had to identify, so you have an idea, so you don't think I'm like an opera singer or something
Right.
like that, I'll say, well, I'm in the pop, field. Like I do,
Right.
pop music. I do pop Latin music. I do a
Right.
lot of, Latin music. I like the EDM dance. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I try to narrow it kind of like in a bubble, but
Right.
I'm not like specifically just that,
Right.
because I like to
Which
leave
is
my
fine.
options open.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to be loyal to just one genre.
Yeah.
You do what you feel. That's
But
how
then
I
some
feel.
people who think they know, it's like, no, you have to be something because you have to stick. And I'm like, nowadays, like that's it. Don't tell me what to do. Like I'm good, thank you. I appreciate the help, but don't tell me that I gotta choose a genre because I
agree.
love music in general. Like
Yeah,
I've
agree with
taken
you.
songs. I've actually taken songs that I made remix of.
Right.
That I only remember growing up with my mom
Right.
singing these old school,
Right.
Latin,
Okay.
some even Mexican songs,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to remember that, but because of her. And I
Right.
said, you know what? It's stuck in my head. I'm going to find it and I'm going to do a remake. And I've done, just because
Good.
I feel it in my
Right.
soul,
Yeah. So if that's what you're feeling, do it. You don't have to go with what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely. Well, I'm not. But what we're gonna do we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna continue talking with Diesel. Yay.
Thank you.
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought.
I don't wanna come back down from this town, this town, this town, this town, this town, this town.
That makes me like want to dance right now. It's just like listening. It's like, when do I jump in? When do I? So that right there, what would you consider that music? What is that?
That's that
Is that the
particular
tribal? Is
track.
that-
No, that particular track's like it's like the Afro house genre, tech
Like that,
house.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That specific track, yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love
But that's
it.
like the vibe I like. Tribalish.
Listen, I like
vocals.
anything that makes me move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
Anything
yeah,
that, you know, like,
I say the same thing because you know there's tracks that I'll download, I'll buy, or you know I'll get as promo, and I'll be like, this isn't that genre. Like to me, it don't sound like the genre that they're
but you know
selling it
what?
at.
You know
And you know
what?
what? It don't matter.
A lot of people also, when you mention the word like techno, you know, they already think it's like something so repetitious.
Right.
You know, it's like,
But the people that are like
boom,
straight
boom,
techno
boom,
heads,
boom,
like if
boom.
you say you tell them I'm a techno, I say, oh, he ain't real techno.
I know somebody that was just here that's techno. Carly's a big techno head. I have, she loves to go, like I said, I'm more like dance. But I like techno that I can dance to.
Right.
You know, but that was pretty cool. And shout out to Gotham, that place that you were.
Yeah,
you
nice
know.
venue.
Yes,
Yeah, good people over
absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. But
I like that spot.
So here at the show at Could Be UTV, I do a little segment called What Now?
Okay.
What now? Because there's always something out there, right? Something
Correct.
that's trending, something that's going, you know. So I try to pick something that kind of captures my eye, and so we can just like go off and feed off on that a little bit. So Bobby, can we just go ahead and show that?
Come on, Bobby. Really?
Oh no, we're gonna talk about it. I thought it was coming off. What's going on tonight? Something's in the air. Something's in the air.
The first time I'm reading this.
Yeah, so this is, you know, this in Brazil, you know, there was
Okay.
and my thing is, so now as I was reading it, she supposedly went into cardiac arrest.
The fan that died.
The fan.
Okay.
From heat exhaustion because of the temperatures out in Brazil.
Okay.
You know, so my thing is, something like this occurs. Okay, now I think she even I think she canceled one of her or one of the other, I don't know, something where she felt bad because, you know, you're hearing this a lot more of people dying at concerts. Like, so
what's it related to?
Well, so right now they're not saying anything but the heat exhaustion.
Okay.
So now the family or the friends, what are they going to come out, and now they're going to try and go against or sue her or the venue saying? Because, well, eventually that's what's going to, you know, because
maybe, yeah.
Like, you know, why was you know, if you knew it was going to be 100 degrees plus, why did you have you know what I'm saying? It's like a no-win situation. That. And it's sad because mostly is young people. You know, young people are you're hearing this more and more of people, you know.
You are hearing this, and it's happening at venues too, but they just don't report it as much as they do for these big concerts.
Right.
But the thing is, what's the reason for it?
Exactly.
You come up with a million reasons for why somebody might have had a heart attack at a concert like that.
Yeah.
Were they on something? Did they have an underlying condition?
I'm sure they was.
I'm sure there are people out there saying, "Oh, it's probably from the vaccine," but you don't know. You know, you don't know
you don't know
what somebody's dealing with.
Yeah.
Maybe she forgot to take her medication that day and she was in the heat. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
You know, so I don't want to make assumptions.
She was Taylor Swift was very devastated to actually have, you know, just imagine you playing one of your shows and they come to see you play, and all of a sudden, you know, they drop that, you know, and it's unfortunate, but it's just like happening more, you know. So I think we just gotta.
But that's out of the artist's hands.
Right.
So you can't hold her reliable, you know.
No, I hope not. You know, I hope not.
I would hope not too.
But yeah.
And it was just one.
Just one.
Not that that's good, but
well, you know, as
one's enough.
Exactly, you know, but even more devastating. Back a couple of weeks, you know, months when we had when out in Israel, when the whole war broke out.
Yeah.
When they actually in Israel had that peace concert, where they had a lot.
Oh yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, there was so now that I mean. Yeah. How ironic that you're actually having a concert and it was a majority young, you know, it was
I think it was a festival.
Yeah, it was a festival. It was a peace festival.
Yeah.
And you know, that was devastating. So people, we got to do better. Like something, you know,
do much better.
We got to do better because we love everybody. We don't want to be, you know, losing people. But what's the next one? Okay. So So what do you think of this, being that you're into the dance electronic category?
This Tina Knowles celebrates Beyonce becoming the first Black artist to
Win the dance
electronic category.
in the BBMAS history.
I don't even know if I should respond on this one. I don't understand why she's getting so much credit for electronic music.
Well, this
Because
is
she's Beyonce.
I think so, and also someone kind of saying she's kind of maybe losing her mojo when it comes
I don't
to
know.
her.
I know when she first came out with that one song or her album, and then Drake did that album with Black Coffee. They were like trying to credit them for bringing back house music. And I remember my friend Mike from Nervous, he posted something about it, like, have you not been paying attention to what's been going on for years? Why? Because they're larger artists. They get credit for what?
Right. Well,
what about us? What about the clubs?
What about the
nightlife,
smaller,
the underground? That's been building this
but
world.
But that's the way it's been for years. And anything you do, when you have all these top artists who, because they have the money.
And they get the name.
They have the fame.
Right.
It's like all those that are on top. It's like they're all holding each other's hands and making a circle to make sure that nobody gets get through. Like nobody can get through in the Billboard charts. You can't compete with them. They'll even pay probably not to have your stuff on because they're the ones that gotta be
Billboard anymore. It's
but
so easy to manipulate. So.
It is. So now I mean, I don't know about. I mean,
anything digital.
Right.
Easy to manipulate now.
Yeah.
It's not like buying a hard copy CD in a store.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Are you happy for her? You're not. I mean, I don't know.
Am I happy for Beyonce?
I mean,
I'm
people,
not.
What do you think?
I mean, power to her. Congratulations.
People, what do we think? I mean,
she's a great artist.
Does she deserve having win this to be the? Like that's another thing. They have to label it. Why does it have to be the first, like the Black girl? Like why can't it just be
right? It should have just been the first
artist because of her talent. You
right.
want to make it already something.
But that's just the way they do it.
Whatever.
It is what it is. I mean, congratulations.
Well,
right,
exactly.
A very
Congratulations.
talented woman.
I mean,
so,
absolutely.
She's one of the best to ever do it. But I don't. It annoys me a little bit when they put her in that genre category. It's like she brought it back.
You're taking away from a lot of people. I didn't say that. Anyway, what's the next one? No, there's another one. Bobby, I think the rain is no? All right.
Come on, Bobby.
We have to go into the vault. But anyways, that's okay. If it pops up, it pops up. We have a lot to talk about here anyway. So oh, you found one? Oh yeah, Bobby. There we go. So my thing is, so Shakira, she was fined like $7.6 million with a deal to avoid possible prison. With some tax fraud that she had,
taxes.
Right? So I mean, her defense is like, oh, you had these people, I didn't know that it wasn't being, they were supposed to be taken care of. They're not going to admit that they weren't paying taxes.
No, nobody's going to admit that.
So my thing is like, even if you have those millions, because I believe that she has a net worth of over like 300.
Okay.
So I don't think it's something that she did on purpose, like she didn't want to pay.
No, I don't think she personally handles all her finances.
Right,
either.
So somebody messed up.
She probably has somebody handling that for her, and they screwed it up.
But if it was you, and you didn't have the money to pay back, you have to go to prison. Do you think that's fair?
How long's the time? I mean, prison's not that bad if it's short term. It's a vacation. But I mean, I don't know. How long does she have to do?
I don't know.
Why can't she come up with the money? She can't borrow it?
Right now, she just did. She's fine. I'm sure she's going to pay it. So, I mean, she has a net worth of $300 million.
That's it.
So she has to pay 7 point. So what is that? What, like $1,000 compared to? Do you know how to do math, Bobby? I mean, if she's a net worth of like $300 million,
she's fined $7.6 million. So that's on top of whatever she owes.
And let's just say they take away $10 million.
I don't know.
Is that like me having $1,000 and then taking away $100?
I don't know. I don't know how her finances are situated.
Who's a millionaire that can tell us? Does anybody have millions in the bank that can tell us how this works?
Selling off some property.
Anybody wants to chime in? Anybody's a millionaire that can let us know how? No? Okay.
Wow.
Well, I would like to know if anybody's a millionaire here. All right. But anyway, I think that's it now, Bobby. Oh yeah. What am I gonna do with
Good job.
Good. But so speaking on that,
Okay.
if you fell into millions of dollars
Yeah.
right into your lap, what's the first thing you would do with that? Like what comes to your mind to say, I'm gonna take this and
Liquid million cash?
yeah,
You
just
mean, or
a bag of millions of
a
dollars?
bag of millions of dollars? I would invest it. Buy some real estate. Make sure my kids are all right.
Okay.
That's it. Which is
Okay.
what I do now.
Okay.
And my wife too. She's very smart and she's very good with money. Thank God. But that's what I would do. I
Teach me
mean,
some things because
maybe go on a nice vacation. I don't know.
So is that
I
like a
wouldn't
typical
go-
answer that a lot of people say? Oh, just
I don't know what other people say. I mean, if you asked me this before I had children, I'd be like, listen, I go travel around over here. I buy this car,
Well, you still
that car.
can. You know, now you have all this money. You
Now
can
that I
get
have two
babysitters and
kids,
nannies with you.
I know. Yeah, you could with that. But now when I hear, oh, what would you do if you had X amount of dollars? I'd make sure my kids are okay. I'm a changed man now after having kids.
Oh, listen.
I'm not selfish anymore.
There you go. But you know what? It's a beautiful thing, right?
It is a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
That is the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me.
Have you noticed if any of the girls are musically inclined with something?
Yeah, my oldest daughter, Adriana, she actually picked out all the sounds from my last two releases.
No way.
She did. And she's very infatuated with the DJ equipment. Even this past weekend, I was teaching her how to use the CDJs. She's 2.
2?
She's 2.
Oh my God, these kids nowadays are growing.
It's amazing. She sits on my lap. Since she's like 8 months, she sits on my lap, and I'll be like, Adriana, you like this drum? And I'll play it, and she goes, no. And then I'll do the next one. You like this kick drum? Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny. That is amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
So do you hear her singing? Do you see that she has some musical?
I see her probably getting into production or playing the guitar.
Okay.
My father's a guitar player. Every time we go over, he has a whole collection. Her eyeballs pop out. She sits on his lap. She'll play on the keyboard. She'll strum the guitar with him. And I think she's going to play an instrument.
You know what? I think that's a beautiful thing. And I saw that my daughter, she popped in. I don't know if she's still here or not, but I'm hoping you're hearing this because my daughter, if you know anything that I have posted her in the past, my daughter has an angelic voice.
Okay.
My daughter is an amazing singer. I have to put her, I have to lock her in the tower because if not, she is phenomenal.
I wonder where she gets it from.
But she also, she's amazing. But she also plays the guitar.
Really?
She plays the guitar,
right.
and she hasn't played it for a minute now. And I'm hoping that one day she picks up one of the 3 guitars that's in the house and start doing this again. Because I can't stress enough. Just not only do you have an amazing voice, but then you have an extra talent to play it.
That's amazing.
It's amazing, right?
That's amazing.
Like this is something that. So Tiana, if you're listening, you need to pick up that guitar. And believe it or not, she was actually on my show singing.
Really?
A couple of years ago. You remember that, Bobby? Yeah, when she was younger, she actually sang one of the songs, and she did an original song as well. Like,
really?
So we got to get her back into this. At least to do one song.
Maybe bring it to my studio.
Yes,
Brooklyn.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Down.
But like we say, time flies. So we're almost getting at that time. But before we close, let everybody know.
What do you want to know?
Like, let them know where they can find you. Let them know your handles, your
Instagram. Me on Instagram. I'm not big on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook.
But
just go to my website.
But that now that you have the option when you're on social media.
Yes.
Like connect, which is fun for people like us because I'm not a Twitter person either. I'm not about tweeting it. I think that's just too much. Listen, the way I see it, social media was built, I think, and it should be where it's a networking place.
Yes.
Right? It's supposed to be to interact, to introduce, to, gain that networking access to, I don't know about everybody else who takes it and thinks this is like a soap opera channel or something like that.
Everybody's into it in their own way. I mean, but for artists, anybody who has a business, it actually makes it easier, like you said.
Yes.
Instead of having to go out there on foot and
Right,
make
that's what I'm
yourself known
saying.
to
Like this,
everybody. Yeah.
it has totally
Yes.
changed. Even like right now, like doing businesses,
Yes.
like even like Instagram and Facebook, they offer the option of a store.
Yes.
You know, like so you
To
put
sell
view
your
shop.
stuff. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I've seen
you
that,
know.
yes.
So I think that that Instagram and I mean, do you think it's gonna be something after Instagram?
I honestly don't know.
Like it's so overrated and saturated. I mean, but
I
you
don't-
think something else
I
might
don't
come?
know. I honestly don't know. I
Do you
don't.
wish something else come about? Like
No, I
start
don't-
fresh from clean, like this Instagram, you know, like people has taken
I
this.
hope not, because
Well, even though, wait, what am I
I
talking
hate
about?
changing.
So isn't Threads?
Threads
part
is
of-
now part of Instagram, but
Right?
but they just, I mean, for me, it just came on automatically, I guess. What I mean, I signed on to it, but I'm not
that's
big
like,
on that.
right,
Like, I
because
don't-
you know why? Because that's sort
like-
of like a Twitter.
Is it?
It's
You can
sort
put-
of,
Is it? Yeah.
yeah, because it's like,
I gotta go on
I
it.
have a hard time still trying to figure it out. I don't know if anybody else is using Threads. Do you find it a little bit like difficult? I think it's a little bit more
I gotta look into this.
not difficult, but it's just, so what I do is anything that I post on Instagram,
You put it on there.
I just like kind of repost it.
Okay.
And then if you have your settings on your Facebook and Twitter to automatically also whatever
Right.
you post, it
So
also,
you just do one post and it goes
yeah,
automatically.
but I
That's
think
smart.
I think that's the
Smart.
coolest thing. I
know
don't
if
have to
that
be.
set up. I gotta ask my manager if he did that.
Yeah, hello. What's your manager's name?
Biagio. He owns. He's one of the owners of Fortunato Bakery in Brooklyn. If you want a good cannoli, go to Fortunato's
Fortunate. Where's that? Where in Brooklyn is that?
in Williamsburg.
In Williamsburg.
Yeah, we
wow.
grew up together since pre-K.
Fortunato Bakery.
Yeah, but he's a good manager, very loyal and very honest.
Wait, say that again. I need to pronounce that.
Fortunato's.
No, his name?
Biagio.
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 Biagio. Is
Yeah.
that Italian?
It is Italian, yes.
That's like really
the boat
Italian. Like that's
Italian,
right.
yes,
That's like
yeah.
Biagio.
Yeah.
Like I have my my brother-in-law. He's from off the boat too, from Calabria.
Okay.
And I'm like, why is it so much easier for you to speak Spanish and you understand me, but then Italian, I don't, you know,
Right.
it's just the
I
whole.
don't get it either.
Do you speak Italian?
No, I don't. My mother's Spanish. She speaks Spanish. I never learned. I can understand some
So
of
you're
it. And my father's side's Italian.
so
and
you're
they
Puerto
spoke
Rican and
Italian.
Italian? Oh, not Puerto Rican. You're
From Spain.
from Spain.
Yeah, so I'm Spanish and Italian.
So you're Spanish and Italian.
Yeah, half and half.
Okay, so you don't know either.
I don't speak yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I only speak English, and that's even barely.
And that's barely, well, that's what I say because I speak Spanish, but I speak more
Right.
Spanglish.
Right.
That's my
That's like my mom.
That's my dominant language. I
Yeah.
speak that fluently. So if anybody knows me, I speak fluent Spanglish. But it was a pleasure to
It was a pleasure to
have
be
you
here. Thank you for having me.
I wish we had
This
so
is
much
cool.
more
I like this.
time. You know, I
Yeah.
love just chit chatting.
Me too.
This is why, this is why I have this. I created this just to have
I love
a
it.
platform where you can just come and just chill. This is why I started this.
I remember when you came up with the idea for this.
I came up with the idea because as an artist, I
Mhm.
know how hard it is to get people to listen to you, to hear you,
Right.
to play your music. So I used to
Right.
have a lot of young artists who used to ask me, what can I do? Who can I talk to? And I was
This
just like,
definitely helps.
and my thing was like, well, I don't have all the answers, because I'm trying to get there myself, but. I'm not all the way at the bottom of the ladder. I'm nowhere up, but I'm somewhere in the middle. So anything that I learned so far, I want to
cool.
share it. I want to share it. So I wanted to have a platform where they can come and they can have the first interview,
great.
and they can play the first music, and what I'm
Right,
saying.
right.
So
I love this. This is great.
Yeah. So
I'm proud of you. You did good. You're doing
So
very
thank
well.
you. So thank you.
Yeah.
So did you tell people where on Instagram and Facebook they
You
can
can
find you?
find me on Instagram, diesel.official, Facebook, Diesel. Just go to my website, www.djdiesel.com, and all my socials are on there. There's a
Oh.
store on there too if you want some shirts.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Help me feed my babies, please.
Let's help help him feed the baby. Let's go on his website and also support. But keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
It is amazing to see
You too.
people that especially your friends, to
Thank
grow.
Likewise,
everything positive.
I feel the same way. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're definitely going to connect.
We will.
We're going to
100%.
connect people. We're going to connect. We're going to do music. We're going to come out with new stuff, so be on the lookout because, when you have as a matter of fact, when you have a passion for music, I think that's what I have right here. It says music. You see this? Everybody see this? Yeah, music.
Don't
and
get
then
him nervous back there.
And then my pants said music is life. That's my motto. So music will never die. Right?
There we go.
All
The mic
right.
held
So
on. Very
thank
good.
you so much, my love, for
Thank
coming
you.
through.
Thank you. Love you guys.
And we'll
Thank you.
definitely see you around again.
Yes, you will.
And to all my peeps, toda mi gente, thank you so much for tuning in. You know that it's because of you guys that I do this. I appreciate all the love and support, all the messages of inspiration and motivation. You know, when you say, hey, what happened to your show? I didn't see your show, or I'm looking forward to it. It makes me feel good that I'm doing something that you like. So thank you so much.
And don't forget this Friday, Dirty Fridays at the
there
Dirty
you go.
Library.
Plug that in.
This week's classics.
So what is it? Classics?
This week's going to be classics, past, present, and future classics.
You hear that?
At the Dirty Library in Astoria. Be there, please.
Yeah. Ooh, yes, definitely. Let's all go down and help him promote at the
Dirty Library.
The Dirty Library.
Yes.
I like that.
I like it too.
I wonder what goes on in the Dirty Library. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Remember to share the video. Sharing is caring. Los quiero mucho. Los amos. See you next week. Same time, same place. Bye. To all the people having birthdays, let's be grateful, right? Let's be grateful that we have another birthday to celebrate, enjoy life. I don't know about you, but I love life. And I love my life. And everyone has their ups and downs. You know, life is not perfect. It's what you make of it. And I want to live. I want to live every day. I want to see beautiful things. I thank God every time I wake up each morning. You know, my mom always instilled in me, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is just thank God for giving you that gift to open up your eyes and to see the world and to see, you know, I'm going to fight for my life. I'm not ever going to put my life in danger because I love life.